There's only one rule here that you absolutely have to remember, and it's going to come up in this problem, okay? So when it comes up, I'm going to circle it. I'm going to change colors on my pen. I'm going to do all kinds of stuff. And you're going to check and make sure you didn't do this on every problem and that you don't have to remember this rule. So I have r plus 7 on this side. That can simplify. And then this is going to be 6r minus 18. Everybody understand what I did? I just distributed the 3. And now always move the letters to the left. You will be glad you did, so you don't get confused. So you're going to move this letter over, this 6r over here, and you get negative 5r, because 1 minus 6. And then you're going to move this 7 to the right, and you're going to get negative 25. This is the one rule you have to remember. If when you are leaving the letter alone, you have to divide or multiply by a negative number, such as here, this sign switches direction. So we're going to have r is greater than 5. Just remember that. Oh. You divided or multiplied by a negative number to leave the r alone. The next part you're going to do is graph it, and you don't have to get real fancy on your graphs. I just put the number in question, which is a 5, and we have to remember some symbols. Greater than and less than, you're going to use a donut, and less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, you're going to use a dot. Be careful with that. Don't lose points on that either, okay? So since this is greater than, you're going to use a donut. And your arrow is going to go in the same direction as that sign right there if your letter's on the left. That's why I tell you, put your letter on the left, and then your arrow is going to go in in that direction. You don't have to worry about thinking. So this is going to be your graph. Everybody get that?
Okay, always put the number.
Notation for this one is, what number is way over here?
Positive.
Very good. So we start from left to right. And we have 5 to positive infinity. But this 5 is a donut. You see it? So that's a soft shell, because it doesn't include the 5. It includes right up to 5. So it includes 5.00000001, but it doesn't include 5. You understand that? Yeah. And it goes all the way to infinity. Infinity has a soft shell, because infinity is a concept, not a number. So it keeps going technically. Got it? So we want to move the h's to the left so that it's easier for you. What are we going to get rid of first? The 5, the 2, or the 26? The 5, because he's furthest away from the h. You always get rid of a basement anyway. So we're going to multiply both sides by 5. And these bite the dust. See how you got rid of them so easy? And now you have 15h is less than or equal to 2h plus 26. Now the next thing we have to get rid of, we have to move this 2h over here. That becomes 13h, because 15 minus 2 is 13. And this thing's shaping up pretty nicely. And we divide by 13. And we get h is less than or equal to 2. We put the 2 in the middle. And it says less than or equal than sign, so that is a dot, not a donut. And the arrow goes to the left because the h is on the left side, and the arrow goes in the same direction as the less than sign. Sometimes they ask you to put it in interval notation. Instead of a number line, they ask you to give your answer in interval notation. So here we're going to do this. Where is this arrow? What's this way over on the left side of the graph? What number is that? Way to the left, like down Sardis Road. What number is that? What number is that? Way down there on the left. So this graph goes from negative infinity to 2. Now you're going to have to decide if you put a hard shell or soft shell on this interval. Negative infinity and positive infinity always have a soft shell, like a regular parenthesis. But 2, in this case, has a hard shell because it's a dot, and it goes all the way to 2. Okay? So that would be interval notation for that graph. Well, on this one, the D's already on the left side. Who do we get rid of first, the 15 or the 2.5?
15.
The 15. So it's 2.5 less than or D less than or equal to 60 when we subtract 15 from both sides. Everybody get that?
Yep.
Now we're going to divide by 2.5. And I believe it's 24, but somebody check me on that. All right, guys, now we're going to graph it. Same thing we did before. Is this a donut or a dot? And which way does the arrow go, left or right?
Left.
Very good. And what is the interval notation for this one? What's this over here? What's this number over here?
Infinity.
Negative infinity. Don't put infinity. It's negative infinity to what? Where does it stop?
24.
And is it soft shell on the left or hard shell?
Hard shell.
Always soft shell on the infinite, but there's a hard shell on the 24.